Exodus chapter 36. Then Bezalel, Aholiab, and every skilled person in whom the Lord had placed wisdom and understanding to know how to do all kinds of work for the service of the sanctuary, carried out the work according to all that the Lord had commanded. Moses summoned Bezalel, Aholiab, and every skilled person whose heart the Lord had moved to come to the work and do it. They received from Moses all the offerings the Israelites had brought to carry out the work for the service of the sanctuary. And the people continued to bring freewill offerings every morning. So all the skilled craftsmen who were doing all the work on the sanctuary came, each from the work he was doing. And they said to Moses, "The people are bringing more than enough for the work the Lord commanded to be done." Then Moses issued a command, and a proclamation was circulated throughout the camp. "Let no man or woman make anything else as an offering for the sanctuary." So the people were restrained from bringing more, since what they had was already more than enough to do all the work. And all the skilled craftsmen among those doing the work made the tabernacle with 10 curtains of finely spun linen, blue, purple, and scarlet yarn, with cherubim worked into them with artistic skill. Each curtain was 28 cubits long and 4 cubits wide. All the curtains were the same size. 5 curtains were coupled together, and the other 5 curtains were coupled together. He made loops of blue material along the edge of the end curtain in the first set, and the same was done with the edge curtain in the second set. 50 loops were made on one curtain, and 50 loops were made on the edge of the curtain in the second set, so that the loops lined up opposite each other. He made 50 gold clasps and coupled the curtains together so that the tabernacle became a unit. Then he made curtains of goat hair for a tent over the tabernacle. He made 11 curtains in all. Each curtain was 30 cubits long and 4 cubits wide. All 11 curtains were the same size. He coupled 5 curtains by themselves and 6 curtains by themselves. Then he made 50 loops along the edge of the outermost curtain in the first set, and 50 loops along the edge of the corresponding curtain in the second set. He made 50 bronze clasps to couple the tent together into one unit. He also made a covering for the tent from ram skins dyed red, and a covering of fine leather on top of it. He made upright frames of acacia wood for the tabernacle. Each frame was 10 cubits long and a cubit and a half wide. Each frame had 2 tenons for joining one to another. He did this for all the frames of the tabernacle. He made frames for the tabernacle, 20 frames for the south side. And he made 40 silver bases to go under the 20 frames, 2 bases under the first frame for its 2 tenons, and 2 bases under the next frame for its 2 tenons. For the second side of the tabernacle, the north side, he made 20 frames, and their 40 silver bases, 2 bases under the first frame and 2 bases under the next frame. For the back of the tabernacle on the west side he made 6 frames. And he made 2 frames for the rear corners of the tabernacle. They were double below and connected together at the top with a single ring. So he did for both of them at the 2 corners. So there were 8 frames with their 16 silver bases, 2 bases under each frame. He made crossbars of acacia wood, 5 for the frames on one side of the tabernacle, and 5 crossbars for the frames on the other side of the tabernacle, and 5 crossbars for the frames on the back side of the tabernacle to the west. He made the center crossbar run through the middle of the frames from one end to the other. He overlaid the frames with gold and made gold rings to hold the crossbars. He also overlaid the crossbars with gold. He made a curtain of blue, purple, and scarlet yarn, and finely spun linen, with cherubim worked into it with artistic skill. He made 4 posts of acacia wood for it, and overlaid them with gold. Their hooks were gold, and he cast 4 silver bases for them. For the entrance to the tent, he made a screen of blue, purple, and scarlet yarn, and finely spun linen, the work of an embroiderer. And the 5 posts with their hooks. He overlaid their tops and bands with gold, but their 5 bases were bronze.